know my name. Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Big time, lot of sun. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me. Yeah. Big time, big time, big time.
Welcome to 4th and Jawn, episode 246, and tonight we're talking Eagles versus Saints preview. Obviously, we were supposed to have a podcast with Terrence Copper. You know, he had a family emergency, so shout out to him and prayers and, you know, up to you and your family. But, you know, tonight we're going to talk about the Saints. We're going to talk about the Eagles. We're going to talk about the Eagles getting a dub. You know, behind the background, we have the stadium, right? I purposely had the picture of the stadium because why? Because we got to get a dub at the link, man. It's so imperative. But what's imperative is stacking W's. We talk about this team looking pretty sound last week. You know, it was a very convincing win for me to make me feel like this team is on to something. Whether it's Jalen Hurts' progression, whether it's Jalen Hurts stepping up in the pocket and firing lasers, or whether it's the fact that the defense is showing up and big play Slade is making big time plays. Overall, you just feel good about what you saw, and you're like, okay, we have a Saints team who is dealing with tons of injuries. Now, you know, you play who you play. And I don't care who's hurt or who's not. We'll get into that. But I have a feeling. I spoke to Ev to you earlier this morning. I said I have a feeling. I have a good feeling about this game. So overall, I feel like we're headed in the right direction. Yeah. Don't take me off this high. Okay. Ev, how you feeling, my guy?
I mean, when you mentioned that to me, I mentioned that I was feeling the same way. I feel like the Eagles are moving in the right direction finally after, you know, we had a rough start to the season. But, I mean, I think that you have to give the benefit of the doubt to a young coach and a young team still figuring it out. Those speed bumps were to be expected at the beginning of the season. I'm not saying that we figured every single problem that we have out yet. But we're moving in the right direction each and every week. I think that we have shown vast improvement over the last 3 weeks. Last week in Denver was, I think, the most complete game that we have played all year. We all walked away from that game saying that exact same thing. And now we're heading back to Philadelphia without a dub, coming up against a banged up Saints team. This to me spells a recipe for victory. I mean, we're going up a guy in Trevor Siemian who has never been impressive in his entire career. Not to mention what's called Alvin Kamara being out. That's their biggest offensive weapon. Without Michael Thomas hasn't played all year long, and to have Alvin Kamara out, that is a huge loss. So everything is looking good for the Eagles. The only thing is I don't want to walk in this game and be sleep on them. You know what I mean? You still need to come to this game with the right game plan. You still need to run the ball, Nick. Just stick with that game plan that's been working. I think everything will work out.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. Just the fact that they're coming into the stadium, you know, banged up. I still don't take nothing away from the Saints. At the end of the day, it's how well the Eagles go ahead and go in there with a good game plan. If their game plan could go ahead and stick, they could definitely pull out this W. But, you know, again, the way we've been playing all year, it's the confidence level can be up, down. I'm just still wouldn't take anything for granted. Definitely feeling confident, you know, going against the Saints. Definitely ready to go ahead and get this W. But, you know, again, it's just all about the game plan they put together for this weekend.
Yeah, talk about game plans. Talk about, basketball game plans. I mean, I am wearing I'm wearing the Sixers City Edition.
You're looking pretty fly right now, bro.
Hey,
I'm not gonna
lie. I'm wearing the Embiid. Joel Embiid, thank you for coming.
Trace guy.
Talking about basketball. I don't want to change the subject, but we recently had a contest for Evan and Prime. We did. Yeah, Evan's gloating a little bit. I know some people wanted to speak about that. Maybe Prime's brothers up in the chat over here talking about the pig game. It was a game of horse, and the outcome.
I think he's referring to the game that he was playing in.
Oh, okay. We can talk about the pig.
Yeah.
All right, but the game of horse. Evan and Prime get to decide which games they're going to now. So Evan won the game of horse. If you haven't seen
You know
it,
what I said? I said
check on YouTube.
All year long, I've been saying how badly I want to see Trevor Siemian play, and now I get my opportunity.
Hey man, you get an opportunity to see the first home dub of the season.
That's correct. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because like this defense has really been popping off. Darius Slade has been just absolutely on fire the past few weeks. He has completely ignited that defense, and for a quarterback that I think as less of in Trevor Siemian, I think that it could be turnover city this weekend in the link. And so help me God, I don't think my boy is going to be playing. But
who's that?
Taysom. You know how Taysom has a special spot in my heart. But if I get to see him out on the field, man, the boos are gonna be out.
Hey man, he almost looks like he could be your brother, bro.
Yeah, you think so? I actually kind of say it.
Almost.
His hair's not as good as mine, but you know.
Forgotten Hearn brother.
You know what I realized too. Sorry, you brought up comparisons. Our very own DJ resembles ESP almost to a T.
Oh man,
I just noticed that today.
You just noticed that today.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, listen,
I saw ESP being interviewed today. I was like, what the hell? Loski's being interviewed? There's ESP.
I noticed that like after the first tailgate that he was at, man. I was like, for a minute there, I was like, is that SP? And then I saw the DJ equipment coming. I'm like, no way. Well, look, let me touch upon something real quick, man. Look, the content was great. You guys got to enjoy the game. You guys got to enjoy the comeback that Evan did pull off. The man's been busting his ass at the tailgates with these cheesesteaks, making things. One, you had to make the content look good. Two, you got to give the man something good. You know what I mean? In return for all the hard work he's been putting at the tailgate. Enjoy the win, Evan.
You know what?
Hold on. I'm not done, man. I'm not done. Don't cut me off. We ain't on the court no more. Okay? I'm going to tell you something right now. We're going to run this shit back.
Okay.
We're going to give the fans, the followers, the opportunity to pick whatever game they want to see Prime whip that ass. Okay? Because you enjoyed.
Wow.
You enjoy yourself.
Let's make this fair.
Arm wrestling. You enjoy yourself, okay? Enjoy that win.
I'm on cloud nine.
You are definitely on cloud nine. But when I shoot that shit down, I'm telling you.
Fair.
No, people were in my comments or in my DMs being like, "Yo, man, Ev really took it to him, man. He can't. That comeback game was crazy. I didn't know Evan had it in him. I was like, yo, Evan's an athlete.
It's I tried to channel my inner Mamba, bro. It was just ice in my veins. You saw how elite those layups were, man. I mean, it's top notch.
Bro, you started out.
And I
slow.
want everybody that watched that video, I want you to keep in mind that the screen adds 10 pounds. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, Evan wins one game of horse. His head is just like I don't know if we're gonna have to give you a bigger size hat. But
so that goes to explain why Evan almost didn't make over the bleachers. All right, if you guys know
exactly.
the jump over the bleachers, he almost.
I almost caused an earthquake down in Cherrywood Park.
Man. Now we got some people and some ideas in the chat that need to be talked about because first of all, hopefully Pete, hopefully you had your baby. We'd like to know that because
I hope
that's another person.
Yeah,
that's another.
Let us know, man.
That's another Eagle family member,
but fan in the nest, yeah.
But he says, I'm not gonna lie, this gives me a bit trap vibes too. But we gotta win. I usually when you see the team when they're like I don't know. I'm getting the vibe that they're gelling at the right moment. They just have like a vibe to them. So I feel like
the vibe started with the combinations of the new outfits for the games, the white jerseys on the black, and it seems like the personnels are actually listening to us fans. Now this week they're going black on black, you know what I mean? So yeah, they're vibing great. So they're trying things out, they're doing something differently, and so that right there is just like building their momentum, and that's what they need going into Sunday. So I mean, I understand where Pete's coming from. Usually you would go ahead and think a game like this is a trap game, but nah, bro, to be honest with you, I'm really feeling more confident. This is probably the most confident I felt like all year. I know I've said that a couple of weeks ago, and I try to keep that positive vibe going into the games, but I'm feeling great, man. These guys are clicking. Yeah, just please, all I ask is just stick to that run game, stick to the game plan that you guys have been using for the last couple of weeks, and we could probably pull off our first back-to-back victory going, of the season. So, what I mean? That's what we need. That's what we need just going forward. So I'm feeling great about this weekend.
Yeah, look at you. I like to hear that positive vibe from Prime.
Hey, man.
Yeah, he sounds like you sound happy. Like all Eagle fans collectively, we were happy after last week's win. Like I don't know, I got a really good vibe from just all your Eagle buddies hit you up. Just everybody collectively was pretty happy after that win.
Yeah,
so overall, I think if they build on it, we'll be okay. I mean, I don't know what Matt's trying to speak into existence. I don't, Matt. Now Kevin.
I mean, hold on. But Matt's wearing a Penn State hat, so I mean that says
he's a little jaded. He's a little jaded. Now Kev says we execute well, we win the game. I think that's really imperative. I mean, you're talking about two teams that have been inconsistent. You talk about the teams that, I mean, you just look at the teams that the Saints have beat. It's kind of funny that they beat a Green Bay team. Obviously, they had Jameis Winston. They lose to a Carolina team, which the Eagles have beat. Mm-hmm. They beat a New England team. Then they lose to the Giants in overtime. Beat Washington, beat Seattle. Then they beat the Bucks, and then they catch 2 L's. Obviously Simeon has been played the last 2 games, but they lose to Atlanta, they lose to Tennessee. But so they're consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, they're a team that really can't figure it out. And I mean, I keep on echoing this point just about their quarterback. But it's the truth. Within a defense that is on fire the same way that we are, I honestly do not think that the Saints are going to score over, I'll say, 10 to 14 points in this game. I think if the Eagles can put up points on the board, if we could score at least 17 points, I think we win this game. It's really that simple. I don't think their offense is going to be able to get it going at all this weekend.
I don't think that offensive line is going to pretty much hold up with our front four. What I mean? Like right now, our guys are on fire. Carlos Ruiz from Camden, what I mean? Shout out to Camden, but he's not. He hasn't been that elite, guy that coming into the Saints. So I think Fletcher's going to take advantage of that, man. I think Fletcher's really going to get the best out of him this weekend, and I could see quite a bit of sacks. I'm calling it. I could see quite a bit of sacks.
Is Ramczyk out this week as well?
Yeah, Ramczyk and Teron Armstead are out. So I mean, you're talking about their 2 bookend tackles. Andres Pete is already out. So I mean, they're dealing with a lot of injuries, and overall, I mean, Kamara, just saying the word Kamara not in the mix, that's huge. That's a huge plus for us. Mm-hmm. When you on paper, you're like, oh, I guess Pete can talk to that trap, because they look right for the taking. Mm-hmm. Pete talks about the Saints defense being legit. Number 1 against the run, number 26 against the pass. So, no Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I mean, they do have Malcolm Jenkins, Marcus Lattimore, Marshawn Lattimore, who got eaten up against Marcus Johnson, also former Eagle.
And keep in mind, I mean, PS2 was playing. I'm looking at you, Pete. PS2 was playing great this season up until he kind of got embarrassed a little bit last week against Devontae Smith. I mean, Devontae kind of held his own in that matchup, especially for 2 guys that came out of Alabama. They know how each other play. I am interested to see, though, just how those matchups really play out this weekend. I think that Marshawn Lattimore is a step up from Patrick Surtain in my mind. Marshawn Lattimore is probably a top 3 cornerback in this league. And if he is able to hawk over Devontae Smith all day, we're going to have to figure it out some other way. But Miles Sanders coming back, Dallas Goddard, the newly paid man, I think we have other options. My only I want to eventually get to this, but we have to talk about Jalen Reagor sometime later in the show, and just we got to have an airing out. I mean, this is
you want the last 2 seconds?
This guy's like, you guys all over the place right now.
Yeah, he is. Like,
I guess I am. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Are
we still on that Gable horse? Matt, I don't think he's going to have any penalties. I don't think he's going to have any penalties. All right, because I don't think he's playing this weekend.
Derek Barnett.
Yeah, I think they already said he was out. I think he's
questionable.
Yeah, questionable.
Right now.
Yeah, let's keep him out. We'll be
all
all
right. I mean, everyone's making some points. Definitely want to get to some of those points. I was trying to figure out which one we're going to get to. Overall, I think the whole idea with Reagor right now, I mean, he's just got to put it together. We just talk about being consistent. I mean, his game has to be more consistent. You talk about the route running. I think there's a way that you have. I mean, in the NFL, you need to be very refined with your technique. I think that comes with time. I think his technique can be polished up. He's got that athletic. He has those athletic traits. You got to jump. You can jump out the gym. You can catch a one-hand catch. Like he can take a punt return for a touchdown. He can take a jet sweep. You name it. But like at the end of the day, refined technique. And week after week after week in the NFL, these defensive backs know your tendencies. So if you're lazy on a route, like if you go back to
say it one more time, Evan. Say it one more time.
He gives up on route. Like Gayle, I hear exactly what you're saying, and I think to me there's a difference between polishing your techniques and having the mentality to want to get better. I think that is something that is lacking. The want to. Exactly. And that is alarming to me, the fact that this guy is out here trying to make a name for himself, and he's out here giving up on routes, and he's just not making that impact that, especially for a first round pick, that he should be making. I mean, he's getting lost in the depth chart behind a guy who was Quez was what, a 6th round pick, and it's great that we're able to find some. I don't even want to call Quez a diamond yet, but a good player in later rounds, but. We need, for this Eagles team to have success, we need everybody to step up. And I think that we need to figure out this Jalen Reagor situation sooner than later.
I mean, I think but I also think when you're looking at the group as a whole, a lot of young wide receivers. You talk about if the route running is not crispy, you need a super accurate ball from Jalen Hurts. There's like no in between. Like if you had like an elite arm talent and like you can get those tight window balls in there. But like it helps when you get separation. I was gonna talk about one of the things that I saw in his game when I was Jalen Reagor's game when he was coming up, and I was thinking, there's times where he just had these mental lapses at TCU where I was just like, bro, like, with a mental draft, or like when the ball's not coming his way, D-Jax had that same stuff early on in his career. But I mean, overall, I really think that, Devontae Smith, he's the guy,
100%, but
he's the guy.
With one wide receiver though.
Right. But I mean, I'm saying that he's the guy that, now I need him. I need Reagor to like elevate his game.
Yeah,
I'm worried about the dude because again, it's just you just don't know where his mentality is at. Is he focused on people liking him? Is he focused on social media? Is he focused on being that elite wide receiver? Like, I mean, those are just things that he just kind of needs to just fall back and just focus on playing the game. You came into the NFL, you got drafted. Just play your game. Don't worry about all that other shit. I mean, like, you got players out here. Like, look, man, I was watching that Atlanta Falcons game last night, and I'm going back to the comments you just said a couple minutes ago. Like, you need an accurate football thrown from Jalen Hurts in order for this guy to go ahead and make a play. Like, nah, like, dude, he's great. He's good. You know what I mean? Like, again, you're in the NFL. You can make plays. I mean, watching this, God, man, I know I'm going to mess this name up. But last night, Olamide, the number 17 on the Atlanta Falcons, I can't say his last name. It starts with a Z. But, I mean, Matt Ryan, yeah, something like that. Matt Ryan was throwing some shitty-ass balls, like way behind him. But this kid was stretching back there, grabbing him, and still getting a good 8, 9 yards, you know, on the play. I mean, Jalen Reagor has that body to do that. You know what I mean? Like, he could go ahead and make those plays, but it's just like, again, what Evan mentioned earlier, he gives up too fast. A lot of people are in his head, and he needs to stop that. Like, come on, dude. Like, just focus on what you're in the NFL for, and that's just to go ahead and be that elite player. And I'm ready to call him that elite player. He's not too far from it, but it's just like the minute he takes a couple steps forward, he finds a way to take those same couple steps right back. And he needs to stop that.
And I think he should honestly this all is very, to me right now, where we're sitting in this Jalen Reagor position. It's reminiscent almost of the Nelson Aguilar situation, because you remember how in his head that he got, and that with reporters asking him constantly after the games about why he's not more involved in the offense, why he can't catch the ball. It's not like Reagor has a dropping problem, but I think that all of these outside voices are getting in Rager's head, and Aguilar for a season was able to tuck that away, and he was able to play at a great level. And that is partial the reason as to why we made a Super Bowl run and won a Super Bowl. If y'all don't remember, Aguilar was pretty great that season. He was like he was
great in the Super Bowl.
He was stat wise probably our best wide receiver all year long. So if you're able to just forget about all the outside noise and just focus on your craft and hone it and polish it, then you can be great. But it's all just a mentality thing, I believe. So, I don't know how to coach mentality. I'm not even sure if Nick Sirianni knows how to coach mentality.
Nah, and I'm looking at
something that you come into the league with.
Well, I mean, it's about focus. Jason Avant alluded to on their podcast, just talking about, like putting it together. Like it's like whether it's all about details, refining your game. You talk about. I mean, he could have had a touchdown earlier on the season if he had 1 foot, if he wasn't, if his technique didn't draw him to the sideline. I mean, you could talk about some of the plays that balls were thrown behind where he had a touchdown ready in his hands, but the ball was thrown. Like there's, it's about matter of the younger guys putting their games together. You just want to see him have that Aguilar growth. Do
you think that like, because I feel like someone mentioned a couple minutes ago that you need to get him in space and allow Pete said it. And I get that. But I get that. And that's something that's always echoed, but I feel like we have been trying him on those end arounds. How many times have you seen Jalen Reagor lose yardage on these plays? Like that's what happens when he ends up getting the ball.
I know what plays you're talking about where he did lose yards. I mean, that really wasn't like
it's not
he
just
could have went
play
backwards, but I mean he's the kind of guy you got to manufacture.
And it's on the punt returns too, man. He does the same shit on the punt returns.
But I'm saying like if he's the type of player that when he was drafted, he told you what his game was.
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel and Tyreek Hill. Those are guys that get manufactured these nice quick touches, screens, short game, get them on handoff. That's how you got to utilize him. I've seen him being utilized like that in the Cowboys game, pre-snap motion. Those you gotta know his strengths. And if Sirianni doesn't use him to his strengths, then that's part of his game. So if you don't use him that way, Well,
I got a question then. I mean, you were a guy who you were a wide receiver in college. I believe you returned punts as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about now putting him in situations where he is in open space. If you're returning punts, I believe that is probably the most open space situation that you get, right?
Agreed.
So why does he move backwards? That's his opportunity in open space. Why does he move backwards? Why does everyone say he's great in open space, but he moves backwards in open space?
My open space for him, I just need him on the quick stuff. Like if I'm gonna get quick stuff from you, that's cool. Like in the occasional over the top thing, I'm cool with that. that's the part of his game where that's his strength, where you can hit him quick. Like I played running back, I played punt return, I played slot, outside receiver. If you're utilizing his running back skills, give him a handoff. That's part of the game that keep the chains moving. But I mean, we are talking Saints and Eagles, but I mean,
went on a tangent.
We'd love to have a big game out of him, especially with a Lattimore. If
this is,
but I don't.
This is
I don't really
want to.
I really don't want to go away from Lattimore. Like I still think Devontae is a route god, and I think route god Jr. But and like we saw, Jalen Hurts throw a back shoulder fade to Alshon Jeffrey for a touchdown on Lattimore. So I'm not going away from Lattimore.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. But I think that you do have to, just because he had that one good play against Alshon Jeffrey doesn't mean he could beat Marshawn Lattimore every time. Marshawn Lattimore is a top cornerback in this league for a reason. And cornerbacks, they're of the position that they have very short memory. If they end up getting beat, they have to just snap out of it and be ready for the next play. I think that Devontae Smith can have a few plays against Marshawn Lattimore, but it's a two-way street because Devontae A needs to win that route, and B, Hurts needs to put the ball on the money. Marshawn Lattimore is a guy that can close in and make a play on the ball. So you got to be wary of that, and Hurts has to put the ball on the money, which, I mean, it's not like he's incapable of doing. I think he can, but
he's definitely capable of doing it. And he's been there for the past couple of weeks. Weeks, he's been pretty accurate. And I think if he stays at that level going into Sunday, it could be a very explosive game, man. We could definitely get the best out of Lattimore. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you, man. I think Devontae Smith is going to have a good game, but it is definitely time for Rager to go ahead and have an explosive game just as well. We've been waiting patiently. This is the perfect week to go ahead and do it, and I hope he does.
Like as much as we talk about Rager, Quez had an open drop in the end zone, and nobody has said anything about Look, just think about it. Like if Rager would have done the same thing Quez did, it would have been people would have been, not me specifically, but how fans
why that is though.
Well, because he's a first round.
No, Jalen's in the doghouse. Jalen's in the doghouse. Well, that's for fans right now. Quez is like this guy who's overperforming what he was drafted as.
No, but I mean, at the end of the day,
underperforming.
You still have to a drop is a drop. So
100%, and he should catch heat for that 100%. But I'm just saying that I think to your point that you're trying to make right now, the reason that Quez isn't catching heat, like how if the same exact thing that Rager did, that he would catch heat, is because Quez is overperforming and Jalen is underperforming. I think that's what it comes down to.
Good point.
When I look at Rager, I look at he's got to develop mentally. He's got the stuff that I've seen from him. I'm just like, you got to put it together. You got the ingredients, now put it together. And the thing about Quez is he's consistently showed up when you needed him.
It would have been nice to have a wide receiver to talk about this.
Big play.
Yeah.
Quez has just showed up and made a big play, and you're just like, that's what I'm talking about.
We got a partial one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Who's this? Who you talking about?
He called you partial wide receiver.
Hey, I have records. Okay, in college, I have a special. I have a kick return record. Come on.
Do you have it on video?
I do.
Do you have
it? That was before the camcorder was invented.
Dude, you want me to break out some video?
Hey, listen, man. We
talk
keep
about
on telling you.
You want to be Uncle Rico over here?
Video, until we see a video, it's not true.
Yo, you want to see a highlight? I'm not.
Everybody wants to see the highlight, man. You talking up. Show us a highlight.
I think you just got to drop a picture of you with the mustache, and people will understand that a man with that swag was definitely able to accomplish with whatever you're saying you were doing.
A swag and a smaller head.
this guy. No, at the end of the day, man, you just want to know that, I feel like Devontae Smith is finally he's getting better and better. He's getting better and better.
Devontae Smith, as the years go on, is one like I've already have the vision in my mind. We're in the infancy stages. We're in the first year of Devontae Smith, but this guy is 100% going to be my favorite Eagle on this team somewhere down the line. I can already feel it, man. He's going to be elite.
Elite enough to wear his jersey?
Fuck yes.
Hey, that was a segue into you. That's the jersey you picked out.
He already requested it. He already requested it.
Is it here?
Yeah,
Has it arrived?
Got to give a shout out to our viewers today. You know what I mean? For a lot of people from the West Side is tuning in.
Yes.
We got George. We got Danny, Callie, Birdman, Jordan, always in the house. Maura, what's going on? Paul, Mark, always tuning in. Kevin, we even had the man, Blue Meanie was up in here.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blue Meanie.
Blue Meanie.
All right. Shout out to Jawn.
Pete, man, you didn't answer our question yet. Did Pete answer our question? Did he have
what was the question?
Did the wife have the baby?
He did.
They did?
I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations. Man. Congrats.
And I love the name too. It was the initials were OG. I remember that.
That's what's up.
Man, I'm way behind in my comments over here.
Mama McCabe is in the building. Kelly.
But I mean, moving on throughout the offense, I think that we have some other difficult decisions to make too. I mean, with Miles Sanders coming back, we have quite a loaded running back room. Who doesn't play? I mean, are we going into this game with 4 running backs? Is that the game plan? Or I think somebody's got to take a seat. To me, I don't want to take the ball out of hot hands right now in Boston Scott and Jordan Howard. I think Kenny G takes a seat this week. What do you guys think?
I agree. I think we talked about it a little bit before today, and I think Gainwell will probably be the option to go with. You know, I mean, the other two are too hot right now. You got Boston Scott running for his life, and then you got Jordan Howard, who's making plays. He's he's the big body that's doing doing it for us right now, and he's hot. So why go ahead and cool it down? Don't do that. I mean, you might as well go ahead and stick with the same game plan. Now you got Miles coming in, throw him into the mix. We hit triple threat.
Yes, sir.
I think about what stability Jordan Howard has brought to the running game. Like what he does is no flash, one cut, get upfield, move the pile. I just feel like it's not sexy, but it does what it does. Like when you want to look at your power guy to be like, yo, get us 4, make this a short second and 5, second and 6, like that inside zone. Like he could do that all day, and
all day long.
His vision. While Miles Sanders might get killed sometimes sometimes he doesn't hit the hole like he needs to.
Right.
Jordan Howard will just hit the hole one cut. He's not the fastest dude either, but when he gets that one cut, he's always falling for it. So I like that. And then the whole idea of Boston Scott being, Mr. Care Bear himself, the human Care Bear. He's so small. Their games kind of are so different than each other that if you're a defender, when you have different kind of running backs, you're like, man, these guys are 2 different styles. So and then Miles Sanders is a home run hitter. So together, if they form like Voltron, I know it's not a Transformer, but if they form like Voltron, I think that's kind of cool. We've all asked for 15 carries for Miles, but at this point, I'll take the running back by committee.
I think I owe an apology too to Boston Scott, because I remember when we first brought him onto the team, Darren Sproles was still on the squad, and I just remember thinking, I see exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to make another prototype of Darren Sproles. I'm not saying, Darren Sproles is like an all-time, type of player, but he hasn't reached that, but he is definitely, he's impressed, man. For a guy that I did not have extremely high expectations when he first joined the squad. He's been a really solid running back for us. So yeah.
Mark's got a great idea. He says, save Scott for the Giants.
Oh, hell yeah. Giant killer, man. Every time.
The giant killer.
Hey, Meanie brought up a good point too. I mean, even if we do keep Gainwell in there, I mean, hey, line him up as a receiver. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, this again. If we're going back to using players like how you should use them, using Gainwell out of the backfield is how you should use him. I mean, that's where he wins. He's got Miles Sanders says he has the best hands of the group, but I think having these guys with different versatile skill sets, like their linebackers are pretty tough. Quan Alexander can run, so,
Yeah,
but can they cover a Gainwell in space? That'll be
can they cover
interesting to see.
a newly paid man in Dallas Goddard?
Oh yeah, I mean, oh yeah. How about we talk about Dallas Goddard? I mean, again, if you haven't been following long enough to know that Dallas Goddard has been a target of mine before he even got picked by the Eagles. The fact that we got him, I was excited. The fact that everything that I was projecting for him is now come to be with, I mean, even Zach Ertz is gone. Like, this is what it was meant to be. Now, here he is, again, 37 mil? Like, just think about that. Like, I put everything aside about, like, whatever you want to think about. Dallas Goddard has worked his butt off to this point where he's, just, like, if you got 37 mil, you know what does – come on, man. Like, what does that do for your family? And, like, he just changed the whole history of the Goddard fam. So, I mean, like just it's a big moment. Yes.
Dakota.
Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, he was getting knocked out in bars in South Dakota. And now making 37 million, you can get your own bodyguard, your own driver. Life has changed. So, I mean, how are you guys feeling about this
Yo, can you get out of my way now?
I love it. I mean, I'm completely on board with it. To your point, Gayle, I mean, he's not lying. He's not out here trying to claim shit that ain't true. I remember when we were still at NBC, Gayle coming in with this thick ass packet of prospects. And I'm like, that's a lot of reading. He's like, let me tell you something. He's like, flip to this page. This is the guy. Just learn about this guy. This is the guy that they're gonna go after. This is the guy I want. I did. I was like, all right, you made my work a lot easier. I'll just go check out this guy. It's Dallas Goddard, man. And I watched his highlights. I was like, this guy has hands for a tight end. It was pretty unbelievable to watch. And lo and behold, we ended up drafting him. And now he is our tight end one. And I couldn't be happier. I mean, after you lose a guy like Ertz and you replace him with another, I would say, top 5 tight end in the league in Dallas Goddard, we are in a luxury position. We have been very luxurious the past over a decade with between Ertz and now the future with Goddard. So I'm happy.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a good signing. It was, he put in that hard work. A lot of people, there were some like negative things out during the season about that he was probably on the trade block. They're just pretty much silenced all that talk. We signed the man. He gave him a good deal. And he deserved it, man. He's playing his ass off this year, and he stepped it up. So, congrats to him.
Now, I've seen some people talk about Dallas Goddard, the fact that they signed him early. Obviously they get a little deal. Get a little
15 million a year, still pretty hefty, man. That's for a tight end.
If you pay him early, you're getting a little bit deal versus like waiting to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like some people are like, why didn't you wait? Because he hasn't shown that
number inflates. Yeah.
Consistently healthy. That's somewhat. That's what some people were saying about him on the timeline. But again, he's tight end one. So now, he's got all the traits you like, and he's showed out. Like, to me, he showed out. So get it done early. A lot of people were waiting for this. So.
And I don't want to move away from the 12 personnel either. I want to see me some Tyree Jackson, man. I'm ready for the emergence of tight end 2.
Hey. I mean, another thing that's been on the timeline, 2018 draft. You're talking about Josh Sweat.
Not a bad draft.
Just got paid. Dallas Goddard just got paid. And Malata from Down Under. Thunder from Down Under got paid.
And Malata's making the most out of any of them. That guy got drafted last.
And Lil Tay could be next.
Yeah.
Talk about a nucleus. We're not going to talk about the other drafts, but we got to give credit where it's due. But I'm not going to
Tay belongs in the
forever about
slot,
that.
man. I'm glad he's back where he belongs. Yeah, the outside
So, I
the
mean,
outside was a tough time, but I mean,
Yeah,
him in the
but
slot, he holds his own.
But I think that's the thing with this Eagles front office. That's we all said that he shouldn't be out there before the season even started.
Mhm.
They put him out there anyway and see what happened. Like, keep him on the inside. That's where he makes his money. Holmes could have been a baseball player, by the way.
Who?
Vontae Maddox. He was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we also have to give credit, and I think he'll be a big part of shutting down the Saints wideouts. I mean, it's not like they have a lot of weapons out there, but I mean, Darius Slade, NFC Defensive Player of the Week. I mean, we got to give a hat tip to Darius Slade. This is kind of what we wanted in a cornerback one in Philly, and we're finally getting a guy who not only breaks up plays, but is out here making big time plays.
Mm-hmm.
I know
4 touchdowns, bro.
Yeah, he said he could return. He could return.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but they won't let me. But he's like, yo, I know I play cornerback, but you get me out there. I run a 4-3-3, 4-3-9.
And that defense knows that he's got the Jets as well. Did you happen to see that video of Ant Harris when he was mic'd up talking about if he ends up picking off, getting a pick, that he's going to pitch it back to Slay? And this was a few weeks ago, but that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, man's got wheels, man.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you get a Darius Slade jersey?
I like Devontae. I got my own personal reasons.
Shout out to the Slades, by the way. They do a phenomenal job on the timeline, giving away free stuff. And hey, man, we give away free stuff at the tailgates. We will be having a tailgate.
We'll be having a sleigh pie at the tailgate.
Yeah, like always. We try to get Mrs. Slade to the tailgate.
You see that?
Hasn't
Yeah, we've been
tomato
pushing
pie.
for that, man.
Hasn't had tomato pie.
Perfect spot to come and try one out.
I invited her earlier this season.
I reached out to Mrs. Big Play last night.
Oh, in DMs?
No, I'm not. Not trying to have Darius Slade show up at my doorstep, but
I mean,
yeah.
Well, Mrs. Slade follows, so I'm like, I said,
that's
hey,
what I was trying to say. Hey, we're gonna have your husband on a tomato pie. You can come eat his face.
Yeah, eat his face. Yeah. Man, but I mean, talk about this game, man. Jalen Hurts. I feel like this progression has been building. Like, I feel like during the game, I'm watching Jalen in the pocket. I'm seeing him about to leave the pocket. It's almost like not that I have kids or anything. Prime's got the kids. He can speak to this. But if you watch a kid ride a bike for the first time, and you're like, to the left, to the right, like when he was about to leave the pocket, you're like, get back in the pocket, and then he hits the. He hits the who was it? Goddard he threw a laser on that, and I was just like, yo, this is what we've been asking for, and here he does it. And we talk about this is a huge game in terms of stacking dubs, and I got a lot of people have started to change tune on Jalen Hurts, being some people have been like wait and see to the end of the year.
Right.
Some people are already went stands or still got their grudge, and then some people are like, okay, let's build around him. Now, in which category are you guys at now? Or let's finish out the year, figure it out, or
ain't nothing has changed in that front, and I'm glad that I hold that opinion, because I think that if you were to have that knee-jerk reaction after the first, what's that? I think if you were to have that knee-jerk reaction that a lot of people on the timeline, that when he struggled in those games in the beginning of the year, when this offense hadn't quite figured it out yet, then if you ended up moving away from Jalen Hurts, not that we have tremendous options other than him right now, but if you did end up moving away from him, you wouldn't see this kind of blossoming that is occurring right now in the midpoint of the season. I think we can continue as these wide receivers and this young quarterback continue to have chemistry together, as Nick Sirianni continues to figure out what the strengths of this offense are. He'll only continue to get better, I believe. So I'm glad, and I'm still holding out for the whole year. I want to see what he's capable of. But I mean, without having, if you just give up on somebody after a few weeks, you don't get to see the growth. I think that seeing this growth is very important for Jalen's future in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, again, we shouldn't get away from that. Finish out the rest of the year with this kid. I mean, he's growing every year. I mean, every week. Every week he's showing a whole different, outcome. Last week we were here all watching the game. I mean, you heard Gayle like in the background, like stay in the pocket. Yeah, I mean, like you had mentioned earlier, like you were like being that father, like stay in the pocket, stay in the pocket. He just needs to find a little bit more confidence in himself, and I see that, getting better and better as the week goes on. Like there's still, some mistakes being made here and there. There's still a whole lot of tracking that receiver from the line of scrimmage all the way down to the play. He needs to kind of like still fall back on that. So it's a growth that he's going through, and he's getting better on it as the week goes. So, yeah, I mean, you got to ride this thing out for the rest of the year. Evan mentioned it. There isn't anything out there right now that we could go ahead and pretty much depend on. So, like, this is what we decided when we went ahead and made the trade for Wentz to go to the Colts. We wanted to go ahead and stick with this kid. We want to go ahead and build on him. So, let's not get away from that. At the end of the year, we'll see what the outcome is going to be. But right now, we got to ride this thing out as we planned on.
Did you hear the Pornhub music when Mark threw this up here?
Yeah. Okay. We're not getting sponsors from them.
But anyways,
a big part of the change in the identity of this football team offensively, right, is the offensive lineman. I had to those guys. I mean, those 5 dudes have been able to play with each other the last couple weeks, right? So you're seeing they talk about, Mulatto was talking about it, Lane was talking about it, just having that sixth sense of knowing what the next man next to you is thinking, and kind of like I know what you're gonna do. You got Mulatto talking about the big bopper in Landon Dickerson and what he means to him. Like they're both, Landon Dickerson calling like, man, Dickerson called Mulatto a athletic fridge.
I thought it was the reverse of that.
Dickerson called him a big freezer.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure it wasn't Mulatto that called Dickerson a big freezer?
No, Google. I actually put up a tweet on Instagram.
All right, we'll listen to the comment section.
Reese's.
I spent a couple hours getting that stuff together.
Guys, want to bet a game ticket on that one?
I'll tell you exactly what he said.
Okay. And I'll sit right here and wait.
Yeah, me too.
Well, he said if I'm an athletic fridge, then Jordan Mulatto is a walk-in freezer. And Mulatto called Dickerson a very athletic fridge.
So Mulatto called Dickerson an athletic fridge.
Yeah. That's what I said.
That was that. What? Am I in the Twilight Zone?
I said he called him an athletic fridge.
Prime, am I going crazy, dog?
Not at all.
Okay, thank you.
You are very sane. That guy's
go back
crazy.
Go back to the replay.
We can't go back to the replay. You said Mulatto called Dickerson. I mean, Dickerson called Mulatto the athletic, whatever, and that wasn't. But anyway, we'll go back to the replay.
We're getting hung up on.
Yeah. Jordan Mulatto called Dickerson a very athletic fridge.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we told you.
That's what we said.
And Dickerson said, if I'm an athletic fridge, then Jordan Mulatto is a walk-in freezer.
Okay. I'll just go with we're both right.
Yeah.
That's
moving
fine.
on. Moving
We're
on.
moving on.
Moving on.
Well, anyway, I mean, the fact that these guys have been, like I don't care. Number one run D, I don't give a damn. Like, take it to them. Take them to them. Like these guys are riding a high.
Mm-hmm.
Take it to them, man. You got some growth, man. Landon Dickerson's finally coming into his own. Milata's coming to his own. Even Driscoll holding on to his own. Kelsey and Lane, take it to him, man.
And honestly, just thinking about that offensive line, like we're talking about how we've seen such growth in this running game over the past few weeks. I don't think we have anywhere else to look but that offensive line. I mean, those guys are just straight up moving people out there. They're creating holes.
They are creating holes.
I mean, you think about like how we're able, when Miles Sanders goes down, and we're able to get it done with it's almost like a plug and play type running back system we got going on right now. No matter who we stick in there, they can get some solid positive yardage. And I think that we have, like I said, no one else to look at but that really stout offensive line and stout Lind.
Yeah, they're all coming together at the right time. I mean, once that running game pretty much started with Nick Sirianni, the offensive line has been doing their thing, like you mentioned, opening up the holes, making plays. They're part of that. They're a big part of all that happening. So, these guys, can stay healthy the remaining way of the season. Hey, our rushing game can be even more elite than what it's been for the past couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk about underlying story here. We bring Malcolm Jenkins back to the link. A guy who's near and dear to my heart. I mean, if you buy a man's jersey, that's a very conscious decision. Like what he stood for, what he represents off the field and on the field. That hit he put on Brandon Cooks. That exemplifies everything.
It set the tone for that game, man. Set the tone for the Super Bowl.
Come on, Tom. Come on, Tom.
That man hasn't been.
Come on, Tom. No. So Malcolm Jenkins, a leader in the locker room, leader in the community, comes back to Philadelphia. He's got to be feeling a certain way. I know the Eagle players want to make sure he catches the L out of here, but I just think it's just interesting, Malcolm Jenkins come back.
I feel somewhat selfish in the whole situation because, like, for us, that as Eagles fans, I look at him as such a pillar in that Super Bowl team, such an important part. Just the entire time he was here, he was the leader of our locker room, hands down. And I think of him as my own, but he also has done that out in New Orleans. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been their leader of their locker room. And honestly, I don't know in his own heart of hearts where he really, he's never going to come out and say which city he liked more, because I'm sure he enjoyed them both. But for him to come back here, it's bittersweet because I love the dude to death. But ultimately, it's kind of like the opposite with the whole Brian Dawkins thing and like how Denver fans must have thought of him. Because I think that Denver fans thought the world of Brian Dawkins, but he didn't really have that long a stay there. He didn't win a Super Bowl there like Malcolm Jenkins won here. But I just want him to be mine, bro. I hate seeing him in another jersey. I'm selfish.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what he's going to retire as, and you said it yourself. I mean, like, you don't really know where he's at. I mean, we know what he did for this city, what he's capable of, and yeah, I mean, New Orleans got to be blessed with the same in return, twice at that. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's nothing but love for Jenkins when he comes back on Sunday. Definitely going to be a root for him, but
I'll be clapping.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, when they announce his name, if they even announce his name, but other than that, you're gonna catch an L. You're gonna take a nice flight back home to New Orleans with the L, bro. Hate to tell you that.
Yeah, I have Malcolm Jenkins Super Bowl jersey with the patch.
You gonna wear the Jenkins this weekend?
Nah. I'm going with the shout out to Prime, who blessed me with the my newest garb, my Mitchell Ness. It's a black, because it's blacked out this week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
I'm wearing the blacked out Mitchell Ness jacket, which I went to the cleaning. How excited I am to get this jacket?
Yeah.
I dropped this jacket off like a week and a half ago. They keep telling me come back. It's not finished. It's not finished. I went back 4 times already. Lady called today. I went down again for the 5th time. It's still not finished. Tomorrow it's going to be finished.
You throw some
hands. The lady's like, it's not finished. And I said, oh, you called me. It's like, well, I called you to let you know it's not finished. So shout out to Prime. I'll be rocking that jacket at the tailgate.
Nice.
Blackout. Evan, don't
Evan, how you going to do that? Evan, you going to the Saints? You got blessed with the tickets. You're welcome. How you going to the game?
Don't be wearing a white jersey.
Yeah, don't be.
I be wearing no white jersey. My issue right now is I think the only black jerseys I can think of that are in my closet is a Foles and a McCoy, and that's kind of lame. So I might be sweatshirt gang this weekend. Probably gonna be sweatshirt gang.
You could technically still get away with the Big Dick Nick jersey.
I know, but like I wore the Big Dick Nick for the Buccaneers game because I was trying to get in Tommy Boy's head.
Right.
But I don't know. I have a weird thing about dudes that are still playing in the league and aren't on the Eagles and wearing the jersey. I just don't until he retires. You know what I mean? It's just
get it. You got an
Eagles
I got
sweatshirt?
Huh? Oh yeah, I got that for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Right, cool.
I do have some garb if you need the garb.
It's like I'm the fucking Goodwill over here. I think I'll be all right.
That guy makes you feel like that. Listen, all you gotta do is open up Gayle's trunk, and you'll find something in there.
I was like, you need something. You got. Yeah. I would have people come up to tailgates and like, they come and
why does Evan look so poor? Is that what they're saying?
No, I'm saying people will come to tailgates and the climate would change. The next thing you know, they're freezing. Yeah. And they're like looking at. I was like, dude, you look real cold. I'm good. I'll be okay. I said, bro, you can borrow something. I got tons of stuff in my car. Bro, you don't even know me like that. You don't gotta. I was like, bro, you can send it to me in the mail. Mm-hmm. So I forget who I gave, but he was like freezing. Gave him some sweatpants, sweat thing. He was just like,
damn, what that dude come in shorts?
Black Sproles.
Yeah,
that sounds like an awesome jersey. Black Sproles.
Black Sproles.
That's a cool jersey. I
have a green Sproles.
Yeah.
I got my own personal black jersey, so I'm good.
Oh, this guy flex.
But what mask you gonna be rocking this weekend?
I got the all black. I got the all.
Oh, you got an all black?
But now that you mention that, my man don't appreciate you ever using the Voltron as a whatchamacallit ever again. Like, don't ever do that. He didn't like that. Okay.
I apologize. I sincerely apologize.
Don't ever use Voltron as an example ever again.
You don't like Voltron?
No, I love Voltron, but this is Prime is here. You don't bring Voltron into the mix, okay, bro? Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, I used to have the die-cast metal.
We all did. Evan doesn't know about this, but I had one too. That was one of the best toys ever. The
Voltron. You know anything about Voltron?
Do you know what Voltron is? Put him in the bathroom.
Are you serious?
I've heard the name. I don't know.
Bro, put him in the bathroom twice.
I'll put myself there.
Twice.
You never heard of Voltron?
I've heard of Voltron. I couldn't, like, if you showed me a bunch of pictures and be like, hey, which one's Voltron? I'd be like, I don't know.
Maybe we could get to your level. Power Rangers?
I know Power Rangers, yeah.
All right, well, Power Rangers stole the idea from Voltron. Just put it out there,
okay. Now I'm catching up.
Yeah. No comparison because Voltron's all time.
But... This dude is out here on road trips, like, knows all 90s rap, gangster rap.
But don't know shit about
you should know Voltron.
I'm a music guy.
You should know Voltron. Like, if you know you should know some Voltron.
He didn't come into the world worrying about cartoons, bro. He came into the world listening.
I wasn't a big like all the cartoons. I had.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like Marvel. He doesn't like any of that stuff.
Yeah, we gotta talk, bro.
I was out on the whole GOT thing. Anything that everybody likes, I tend not to like.
We gotta talk. We gotta talk, bro. We gotta talk.
I mean,
am I going to the game? Absolutely. Listen, just because.
Are you going in, Prem? You are going in?
I will find a way. You enjoy your ticket. I'm gonna find a way into the stadium. I do what I do. I do what I do.
And then you're gonna get caught in the back room trying to get to the back of the Lincoln.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Okay. All right.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Exactly.
I'm calling you millennial.
I mean, I am. What am I gonna do? I was born when I was born.
Tell you, this guy knows the words to Snoop Dogg,
Oh, yeah.
and then he doesn't know both songs.
I used to roll hardcore Snoop Dogg.
When we were driving out of Carolina, I was like, dude, this guy
if I get Autumn into the mix, she'll kill both of y'all, man. Like her game is serious. Serious.
Is her Call of Duty game?
Serious, bro. she's got some skills, man. I'm telling you.
All right.
Serious. She knows her lyrics. She knows her games. Yo, I'm telling you, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
You don't want to see me in the gulag, son.
Trevor Simeon's gonna be in the gulag.
Oh, by the way, did you guys see that the new Halo came out? I just totally off topic.
Yeah, the series. I'm about to.
I did see that.
Yeah. Shout out.
Remember
to
Ian Park? Ian Park.
Yeah.
I posted that on our socials. That I sometimes my brother's like, "Yo, what are you?" For our friends, like, "What are you singing?" I'm like, "I'm actually singing the Halo theme song." I'm like, "Yeah, I love that song." I don't know why I brought that up, but I felt like if we should play a game together, I might have to go out and buy an Xbox.
By Halo?
The Xbox?
Okay.
All right. Hey, say no more. It's right here next to me.
Yeah.
The new Battlefield looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Wow, where you are going way off.
Yeah, we're off the track here.
Way off. Anyway, I mean, like if we were going to start closing this out, I mean, come on, no. We're not losing to this.
You're really going.
That guy looks like he should be doing taxes, not playing football.
I don't even understand how you're gonna put him in front of me. Like,
like, come on, because there's a point in time that, like, I'm not gonna. Trevor Simeon is an NFL quarterback in this league right now, right?
Technically,
I'm not taking that away from him, but
right.
Like, if you want to go to the playoffs, if you want to be a good team in the NFL, you have to beat Trevor Simeon. What we have shown over the last couple weeks or months, the quarterbacks we lose to are usually really good quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
The Mahomes, the Bradys, the up and coming Herbert. You know what I'm saying? You lose to Simeon with a banged up offensive line. No Kamara, no Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Like, don't come. I don't want to hear anything. This is where I'm feeling. You're not losing to this.
You can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
you can't lose to that.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from him as a person, because he's a guy a smart, cerebral guy, doesn't really make the big mistakes. He'll make the check down. He could be a check down Charlie, but you can't lose to that.
Yeah, you want to throw a number out there?
Go ahead. Millennials first.
I said earlier that I think that this Saints offense isn't going to be able to get anything started in this game. So I'm going to stick to that thought process. I'm going to say that the Eagles win 30-10. Nice win in the link.
Yep.
30-10.
Damn.
Okay, I like it. Brian?
I always hate being second. I swear I was going to say 28-10.
28-10?
28-10. That's what I see the score, man. 28-10. I think these guys are going to light it up. Defense is going to come through. Play a hell of a game. Yes, sir.
You said 30 burgers, eh? I'm going to go – I'll go 28. Nah, I'll go – damn. I'll go 31-23.
Okay.
31-23.
Okay. So who's scoring? That would be 23.
Two field goals.
That's it's 2 field goals, 2 touchdowns. Who's scoring on the Saints? Yeah.
Who's scoring on the Saints?
Mark Ingram.
Yeah, Mark Ingram probably might go. Yeah. Yeah.
Mark Ingram.
And
Paul says 28-17. Todd says 24-13.
Okay.
Hey, I also want to say appreciate all the folks who have subscribed recently.
Yeah.
We're almost getting to 1,000. We got a nice giveaway once we hit 1,000. So
yeah, if you guys want to find out what that giveaway is, man, definitely tune in, subscribe, make that happen. You know, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be where we're at.
I just want to find out what Korean barbecue tastes like. That's all I'm trying.
We're
getting some Korean barbecue in 1,000.
I'm taking these guys out to Korean barbecue.
So make that happen, please.
Yo, Prime. First of all, we were in Atlanta.
Listen, no, we were in
Was
Charlotte.
it Atlanta?
Let me clear the way. Hold on, I'm not even going to. We were in Carolina, and he wanted to try out. He wanted to take us to a Korean spot. I'm gonna be honest. The one thing that I lack is trying out food. That's one thing that I just lack. I never had that. My mom, my dad, they just stuck to like certain things growing up. So when people offer me things, I'm skeptical about trying them out. Hesitant, all that stuff. But look, we were in Charlotte. I'm hungry as hell. So I didn't want to go and try out something. And I'm not going to say that I was going to be disappointed. I just didn't want to risk. I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to go and eat something that I knew I was going to be confident in eating. And I told you that I would save the Korean barbecue for another day. That's all. I wasn't knocking it. You know what I mean? So I hope you understand, but obviously you didn't understand. And now you want to put me on blast.
I was like, Spanish man, meat, rice. That's meat and rice. You can't get meat and rice. Like, you can't go wrong. So Korean barbecue, yo, I'm telling you, I'm gonna take these dudes out to get Korean barbecue. So subscribe so we can hit that 1,000 so we can celebrate the 1,000 on YouTube.
Probably, okay? Danny knows because when I went to Cali, his wife had me try out this corn, Jawn, on at the pier. It was
street corn.
Nah, it was corn mayonnaise. It was like a Mexican dish.
Okay.
And I just, out of respect, I was like, I like corn. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try it. Yeah, it was a struggle. His wife even picked up on it, and she saw that it was a struggle. So I'm sorry, man, but I tried.
I think the next competition should be a food trying challenge.
Oh, see, there you go, man. Of course you're gonna smoke me. All right. Let's not go there.
No, I
do need a Snickers.
You're not you when you're hungry, Frank.
No, I do think we need to start figuring out this cheesesteak tour thing. I almost, because again, like
to find the second best cheesesteak in Philadelphia.
Well, I mean, I just want to showcase people's businesses, overall. Like, I was thinking, tell me if this sounds great. A cheesesteak bracket. So you ate two places, right, head to head, like the one that's supposed to be the number one cheesesteak versus the low. So it's a tier. So like you eat two.
So we're like
sandwiches.
having like 1 seed versus 16 seed, or like
one
versus 2 seed.
I like that.
It's like you're going head to head, and it's not like, I'm not trying to say you're the worst cheesesteak in it's the Philadelphia area, but who is the best? You're gonna taste it. One, you don't know which one's what, which is better, and it'll be like a dance. Take it to the dance. Cheesesteak dance.
I like it.
Brilliant. Is that brilliant?
Yeah, I'm down.
Now we just got to find 64
cheesesteak places.
I got like about 8 in mind. You know what I mean? I could go ahead and pull out 8.
Yeah, we don't need that. Maybe we could start at the Elite 8 or something like that.
We don't have to go full 64.
Yeah. No, I'm you go big or go home.
Hey, I like it. I like it, man.
Hey,
I mean, it sounds like
we could throw some burgers into the mix too. Some burgers.
No, you can't cross contaminate. This is a cheesesteak competition.
My bad. You're the chef.
Thank you.
My bad.
So if we ask people like, hey, give us your best cheesesteak place, we'll pick the top 64. I don't know how we see that out, but we'll try it. We'll try it. Hey, Blue Meanie, if you want to get some barbecue one time, I'll take you to Korean barbecue.
He wants
You
all
just
the
got to be that
barbers.
1,000th YouTube subscriber.
Hey, man. There you go, man. There you go, Blue.
Drew's out talking about ramen. Ramen. I don't know if Prime. Again, this podcast totally off the rails. Okay,
I
Hey,
mean,
but it's okay.
It's all right. This is
I
what
say
we
just
do.
embrace it at this point.
Yeah.
If you're
It's
still
okay.
listening, thank you.
Yo, word,
Word,
Blue.
Blue.
You let me know. I'll take you there. But this gonna knock your socks off. Yo, I asked Ev if he's ever been to a Thai restaurant. Bruh's never been to a Thai restaurant.
You say that like it's crazy. I'm a white kid that grew up in a white suburb. I've never been to a Thai restaurant. How nuts is
I'm
that?
gonna come into Ed's defense here. I've never been to a Thai restaurant either.
Thank you. Thank you. A man with some culture.
Yo, I'm about to leave the show, man. I'm getting out of here.
Have you
How
ever
you
had
never-
bangers and mash, Gayle? Have you ever had shepherd's pie, Gayle?
Yes,
Okay.
I have.
Fuck.
Yeah. What else you got?
Have you
Corned
ever had
beef and hash.
Have you ever had
Corned
a
beef.
plátano maduro? Have you ever had
Yes.
a mofongo? Have you
Yo,
ever had?
I had mofongo.
Have you ever had a pastelillo? A
Beef
pastel?
stroganoff.
Huh?
I had a patele.
Yeah, you had a pastel.
I had.
What's with the fingers, bro? I'm not
What about
talking
an Irish
Italian
potato?
here.
Have you ever
I'm not
had an
talking
Irish
Italian here, okay?
Yo, I had plantains wrapped in egg roll wrapping yesterday.
What? Don't ever disrespect my shit like that.
Yo,
again, bro.
don't disrespect,
Don't do that,
disrespect
bro.
the Filipinos out here.
Don't do that. All right, don't do that.
And now your wife's up in the chat. She's like, "Yeah, mans has no culture when it comes to eating food." What is like? Come on, man! Like, you got. We'll do Thai food too as well.
Mark's
Hey,
just
look.
shooting down my point about
Meanie's
got
had
no
Thai
excuse.
because he says it's amazing. So you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure.
Oh, y'all never had curry before?
curry. Yeah, I mean, in like
We
India.
went off the
I
track.
had a chicken shish kebab.
Shish kebabs are banging.
Yeah, I even got a free belly dance too.
Nice.
Babe,
But anyway,
babe, this is way before we met. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to clear that one up.
yeah, man.
People are just throwing random ass words.
Hey, man,
Those
we're having fun here, man. This is what we do. We have fun.
Thai
Hey,
iced
Friday.
tea. What does that even mean? Thai iced
Come
tea.
on, man! Like, uncultured swine, man.
What does
Come
that
on,
mean?
telling you.
Tea is tea.
I got to take you. Y'all never been to Manhattan, New York City? It's so close.
How did you
Yeah,
pull
now
back
you-
from
yeah,
what we
exactly.
said? I've
Like,
never
come
been
on.
I've never had a Thai food, therefore I've never been to Manhattan. One of the most walked in areas in the world. That's like an hour from my house.
Oh,
Good
man.
God! I'm just maybe we'll bring some Thai food sponsor to the tailgate. But I just want to shout out everybody who's coming to the tailgate on Sunday. Should be a great time. Shout out to everyone who came last week. Shout out, look at Gio standing up in the front.
Yes, sir.
We're
We
looking
had a
like
good time out there.
like a Manson cult with all those flowers too.
Yeah, the flowers will be back. I just got 60 of those bad boys. So if you come to the tailgate, we'll get your flower power. Shout out to Bud Light, who will be powering the tailgate. Shout out to Conchi for providing the tomato pies. Should be a good time per usual. Shout out to DJ Lowski. And most of all, shout out to Evan Hollywood Hearn, who will be making cheesesteaks per usual. So if you don't get there in time, you will lose out on a free cheesesteak, which
For
is
sure.
Limited numbers, man. You gotta show up at the right
this time. I'm getting one.
Yeah, we might have to keep track of like how many we could actually get out of the stack that you bring.
It's
Then-
usually
then you
around
gotta-
30 to 36 cheesesteaks as I end up.
So we're gonna say there's about maybe 34 available because I know I get my hands on one, maybe two. So, hey, I'm just saying.
I try to save some of the people but not this week. I'm getting mine. But tailgates open at gates open at 6 o'clock. Game starts at 1 o'clock. So get down there early if you want to enjoy the tailgate. Should be a good time, man. But overall, just if we're going last word, Prime, before we get out of here.
Looking forward to seeing everybody at the tailgate on Sunday. Looking forward to going on this 2-game winning streak just as well. Just come and enjoy yourselves with us. We put it down. We're looking forward to putting another good one down this Sunday. You know, and then black on black, black it out this weekend. Looking forward to that. Other than that, you know, I mean, appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, make sure you guys go to YouTube, subscribe. We're trying to hit that 1,000 mark. At the end of the day, you'll see what the prizes, you know, that prize that we got for that accomplishment. So in order for you guys to find out, we got to make it happen. So continue to do it. And, you know, wish you guys nothing but the best. See you guys on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's this guy right here. This is what we're going up against. I mean, the face pretty much speaks for itself. If he's not filing taxes and he's throwing a football, he's not that big a threat. Okay.
Bro, he's got more money than you.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, that's not really setting the bar that high. But if we see some Taysom Hill today, this week, I will be over the moon. I can't wait for my voice to just go.
Yeah, Evan's got a crush on this dude.
Oh man, dude, I can't wait to boom so hard. But the Eagles can't lose this week. That's pretty much the point of what I was trying to get at with those two pictures up on the screen. This is inexcusable. There is a Saints offense that is completely banged up between their offensive line, their running back, their quarterback, all of their top wide receiver, all of their key pieces are missing this week. So there is, for an Eagles defense that is playing as well as they have been these past few weeks, there's no excuse for them to take their foot off the gas pedal. And I expect some turnovers this weekend, and I expect a big Eagles win. So hope to see you guys all at the tailgate. And yes, go subscribe on YouTube. We are this close to being there.
Man, last word, man. Make sure you're checking on your peoples, man. I know a lot of people, you know, it's pandemic's not over for some people. You know, people are still out here in their fields. So make sure you check out on your peoples, man. Make sure they're good. You know, just appreciate everybody, all the support. We don't always hammer people to subscribe to anything we do. We just like show up. But, you know, we appreciate the people who do subscribe and support. Come out to the tailgates, have a good time. Tell your, you know, it's a word of mouth thing. Tell your peoples about what we're doing. Love to, you know, entertain people at their first time at the link. It's one of my favorite things to do. Is it's a person the first time at the link and they're at a 4th and Jawn tailgate and they're having a good time, and that's really what it's about at the end of the day. Obviously, it's a big game in terms of getting that first dub at the link. I think that's going to happen. Trevor Simeon thinks mayo is spicy. I think he puts mayonnaise in his curry. Simeon, yeah. But overall, man, I just feel like it's going to be a good weekend, man.
Six more. If everybody watching right now goes and subscribes, we hit 1,000.
Hey, man. I mean, it's unbecoming. Stop begging, man.
Right. Well, when we hit it, I'll stop begging.
But that's all for me, Ev and Prime. It's been a good, relaxing Friday for me. Like, I felt like I got something off my chest. Let's talk to my homies. And I'm going to see y'all on Sunday.
See you on
Sunday. As always, fly, Eagles, fly.